Should be topic number 4. Says it's thread. Does she need to be locked up? So here's this tweet. It says, I legit want to see this woman serve life in prison. Talking about this young black woman here. It goes on to say her name is Dominique Jones. Currently, Travis Rudolph is on trial for killing her brother's friend because DJ set up Travis by sending her brother to his house to quote unquote shoot his shit up after finding out Travis had other women in his phone. Dominique is a married woman, by the way. So let's watch this video here.
As they fled following a fight. Some surveillance video that they say that shows that Travis Rudolph was the aggressor, that he was shooting at 4 men who came apparently to shoot up his house. Although one of those men testified today saying that just meant they were there for a fist fight, not murder. Prosecutors say Travis Rudolph was the aggressor the night in April 2021. 4 men showed up at his door. Rudolph shooting 39 rounds as they fled following a fight, showing jurors this surveillance video of bullets flying from Rudolph's semi-automatic rifle as he chased them down the street.
Murder begins when self-defense ends. Now, that was a simple sentence said many, many years ago, but that simple sentence perfectly encapsulates why this defendant right there, Travis Rudolph, is sitting in the chair that he's sitting in.
The 4 men arrived when Rudolph's girlfriend contacted them, claiming Rudolph had assaulted her after she found texts from other women on his phone, telling them to come shoot up the house. One of those men, the girlfriend's brother, testifying he was throwing punches at Rudolph during the fistfight, but insisting no one pulled a gun and all 4 ran and got into their car. But Rudolph's attorney insisting Rudolph was acting in self-defense.
Isn't that a fact that you guys immediately attacked him, never giving him a chance to do anything?
No.
Rudolph's attorneys say he never began shooting until 2 of the men in the car pointed guns at him through the windows, and he was in fear for his life.
They were vigilantes. They were 4 men who went there to retaliate and kill, just as they were ordered to do.
But Kashawn Jones saying he was in the front seat and did not see Sebastian Jean-Jacques lean out of the back seat and point a gun at Rudolph.
I'm telling you that I didn't see any guns pointed.
And 2 of the men did apparently have weapons. Testimony in this case will continue.
Okay, so there's that part of the thread. Let me see if it continues. It continues to this video here. Let's listen to it.
And you were jealous that he was down in Miami so long, right?
I'm not going to use the term jealous. No, I was not jealous. I wanted him to do well. I wanted him to go to the CFL. I knew that was his dream. So I wouldn't call that jealous at all.
You knew then, now again, that after he went to Canada, his dream was to come back and his hope was to get a contract with the NFL, right?
I mean, usually that's what people decide. I'm not sure exactly what his decision was, but if you go off to the CFL, yes, that is something that you do try to pursue after.
Okay. You also told the jury yesterday that I felt uncertainty because I didn't see him for a month. You remember that?
Correct.
Okay. So you basically did not see him at all for a month, right?
In person, because I was healing, but I did see him through FaceTime, on the phone, through text, every other type of communication.
Why would you feel uncertainty if the relationship had changed course? Why did you care that he was down in Miami?
It's not that I cared. It's just that I just had surgery, so I kind of wanted comforting from him and him to be there a little bit more and things like that. So that's more of what it was.
Well, you had some concerns because the minute he stepped out of the house when DJ came home, you took it upon itself to snoop through his phone, right?
I didn't snoop because he gave me the password. So I just want to clarify that.
Oh, hold on. He did not give you the password that day, right?
He gave it to me to let me know I can look through it whenever I wanted to.
Right. That he gave you that password months earlier on in the relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
So this is not a situation where you guys are alone in his house. He says, hey, by the way, here's my password. Feel free to go into my phone. I'm going to go step outside. That didn't happen, right?
No.
Okay. So he walks out for a minute And you could not resist to take his phone, his personal property, go in, put his password, and start snooping around, right?
Yes, because we were in a relationship and he gave me that password.
So have you snooped around in his phone on prior occasions with his password?
No, because I just had surgery, so I haven't seen him in a while.
So you were snooping around because you were.
I wouldn't use the word snoop.
Overruled.
You were snooping around.
Okay, so that was I think the last part of the thread, maybe. Nope, I'm lying. There's another video here.
I just had surgery, so I haven't seen him in a while.
So you were snooping around because you were.
I wouldn't use the word snoop.
Overruled.
You were snooping around because you were concerned about him seeing other women down in Miami. Isn't that the bottom line?
The bottom line is he was my boyfriend at the time. I haven't seen him in a month, and I was curious. That's the bottom line.
Okay. You didn't want to lose him, right?
Of course not.
And when Travis said that he found Kyla's body more attractive than yours, you became infuriated, right?
No.
You didn't?
No.
You weren't upset that he found Kyla more attractive than you?
No.
When you saw the text from Kyla, you told the jury yesterday it was time for me to go. You remember that?
Correct.
And when you saw the text from Kyla, Travis was still outside, right? He was out with his brother. You were looking through his phone when he was outside.
Correct.
So you waited for Travis to come back into the house to confront him, did you not?
I more so didn't confront him. I just went into the room to grab my things.
So you didn't walk right out the door, did you?
I went to go grab my things, and he seen his phone on the couch, so he kind of put two and two together.
You waited for him to come back in so that you could confront him. Isn't that what's happening?
I didn't confront him. He kind of confronted me about the situation because he's seen his phone was open.
You wanted to hurt him, and that's why you stayed in the house so that you could confront him and then destroy his property. Did you not?
No, I wanted to grab my things and I wanted to leave.
Well, you immediately went off on him, didn't you?
No.
Yesterday you told the jury I was hurt. I was not angry. You remember that?
Yes.
You were actually very angry, were you not?
I was more so hurt than angry.
But you were also angry, weren't you?
I was more so hurt than angry.
Violent with Travis and not the other way around?
No.
Not at all?
Something or show me something if I can't recall the exact steps of the moments.
Question. Okay, so you were the first one to become physically violent with Travis, not the other way around. Answer, correct.
Yes, that's correct.
You remember that? Yes. So you smashed his iPhone not out of anger, but because you were hurt?
Yes.
Okay.
And I didn't send my brothers to kill him.
You just sent a text to go shoot up his shit, right?
I didn't say shoot him.
You sent a text to go shoot up his shit, right?
Correct.
Tell the jury what the shit is.
When you're angry, you say things. I'm sure everyone in this courtroom has said something when I'm trying to speak. If you want me to answer your question, you have to let me answer your question.
Well, if you were responsive to my question, I wouldn't have.
All right. Answer the question, please.
Okay. Can you repeat your question?
Question was shit. What does shit mean in the context of that text?
Anything but him.
Okay. So it could have been his brother.
No.
It could have been the house.
Nothing violent toward a person.
It could have been his mother's house, right?
I was upset and my adrenaline was running and I said something that I didn't mean. That's the bottom line of that. I didn't mean for my brothers to do any of that. That's why when my brother left the house, he did not have a firearm on him. People say things when they're upset that they don't mean all the time. But since the situation has happened, it obviously blew up 20 times more. But I didn't necessarily mean for anything to happen to Travis, his family, his house, or anything. It was like my second home. I would not want anything to happen there.
All right. And he never raised a hand and touched you, did he not?
Yeah, he was raising his hand the whole time. Like grabbing me, pushing me back. Yeah, the whole time.
So did he punch you?
No, he didn't punch me.
Did he slap you?
No, he didn't slap me.
Did he pick up any objects and hit you over the head with them?
No.
So
According to court records, Rudolph and his then girlfriend, Dominique Jones, got into a fight earlier that night.
Open this door, bro, because this got me. Dominique, stop.
Who are you calling it, bro?
Afterwards, she texted her brother, Keyshawn Jones. Evidence shows they both made threats towards Rudolph.
As soon as I came outside, literally, Tyler, he sucker punched me to my left eye. It was Tyler and Sebastian. They was kind of trying to corner me in. And Tyler, he had pulled out his firearm. And during that time, Tyler pulled out his firearm. Sebastian was like, you messed with the wrong girl. You're going to die tonight. And then that's when I went back inside and grabbed my firearm.
The fight spilling out into the street. The video shows Rudolph then running off his property with an AR-15.
I had to do what I had to do, you know what I'm saying, to protect me and my family. My brother was on the ground getting jumped by two of those guys getting kicked. So that's the reason why I went down the street. While they're all in their car, I see two firearms pointing at me and my brother. And I couldn't believe it. And it's just a split decision where I just felt like it's either me and my brother or these guys that's, you know what I'm saying, gonna get hurt.
Rudolph firing 39 rounds, the four men speeding off.
I know people at home are going to question, okay, he has an AR-15 and he fired 39 times. What's your explanation for that?
I can't even count how many times I shot, to be honest with you. I got fast reflexes, I play football. And on top of that, I felt like I had to keep shooting until the threat is no longer a threat anymore.
Did you realize you had shot somebody when that all happened?
No, I honestly didn't know I had shot anyone. And my heart sunk. I was just trying to get them away from me and my brother. I'm killing us, really.
Sebastian Jean Jacques was shot and killed. Tyler Robinson was also shot but survived. Keyshawn Jones and Christopher Lowe were not hurt.
Would you do anything differently?
It was a matter of life or death at that moment that I had shot. And I'll do the exact same thing if it came down to it.
The next tweet says prosecutors on this case didn't even bother looking for any weapons on the scene that belonged to the quote-unquote victims. Never heard of anyone bringing a gun to a fist fight. Yeah, let me show up with my gun to fist fight you, Cap. It says Shiner hopped on Robinson's decision to dump his handgun after fleeing from the car. Robinson said it was because he was bleeding out. He wanted first responders to treat him for his injuries, not confuse him for a gunman. When asked why he didn't immediately tell others about the gun, Robinson said he was preoccupied with staying alive. The villain to Tinder versus the villain after she planned your murder. Just look, this is the same woman, by the way, in the left and right picture. It says, I wasn't informed you can stand your ground with an AR-15. It was more so the detectives didn't do their job collecting all the evidence. So what they presented to the judge made it look like Travis was shooting at a fleeing car, and the people in the car were not a threat at the time. I think I'm going to end this read here. I'll read this one. It says, one last thing. Stop using this situation to spread horrible tropes, stereotypes. I don't care for gender wars. This was about Travis Rudolph and this horrible person who happens to be a woman, Dominique Jones. This doesn't speak to black men or black women as a whole. I'll hide your replies. So you guys probably heard about this story as well, especially folks who might be sports guys, probably kept up with this story. What says you guys to this? Let's start with Bakari this time. Bakari, what say you?
4 people showed up. Somebody, I saw you was reading those texts. They said they ain't never seen people show up to a fist fight with a gun or show up to a gunfight and start using their fist. Well, I have. I've seen people come if they had opportunity, they want to pistol whoop you with the gun. But anyway, 4 people show up, and he got an AR-15. My opinion, you done showed up to my house, you knocking on my door, you fight me, and it's 4 of y'all, and y'all already got my brother down, stumping him. And if I say I see something in your hand, you have a right to defend your house. You have a right to defend your house. That woman right there, excuse me, that woman right there, she need to be getting some type of charges. She done text them, come shoot up his ish, come do all that, and then somebody end up dead. She need to be getting charges. She shouldn't be off. She shouldn't get off this. She caused the whole damn thing. She caused the whole thing. I hear the mic.
Let's hear from Buana. Next, Buana, what's you?
No, she should get. First of all, let me say that shout out to Travis. He got not guilty on all charges. You know, he's a free man. I personally think that I agree with Brother Bakari. She should be charged second-degree murder. She started this whole situation and happening, and the law they would say was it's felony murder, but she started the whole situation, the series of events and happening. She is responsible for it, you know, and them going to his house and actually trying to accost the man with guns. You don't in Florida, you don't have the duty to retreat. You know, that's one of the terms, elements in standing your ground. You don't have the duty to retreat. So even though he ran out into the street and he was no longer within his premises, his home premises, and I think that at a certain time he kind of like pursued the car, but he has no duty to retreat, especially when they started the whole thing. So I think that I am glad with the verdict. You know, I do think that this chick, unfortunately, she has no conscience for the death. I mean, when she took the stand, because I was following the case, when she took the stand, you know, it seemed like she had no remorse for the person that died. You know, she ended up the guy Jean-Jacques, you know, in Florida. That's probably one of her Zuli cousins. You know, he ended up dying. You know, ain't no coming back from that. And this sister, this lady, my sister, this lady, she looks like she really could give a shit about what actually happened to that guy, man. You know, I understand the whole thing of defending your sister's honor, but if you know, and she was married, I think she was married at the time, but I don't think that Travis knew up to a certain point when she was married. You can't be cheating on someone who is actually fucking married. How are you cheating on someone when you married and you getting so upset you beating up the man? There was so much evidence against this particular lady that I don't understand why the prosecutor is not bringing up charges against her. But I think that it's a continuing case, and I think that these guys need to be charged with either second-degree murder or felony murder, one of the two. You know, you can't just have these people out in the street willy-nilly because they have no kind of remorse for the things of what they did. When these guys took the stand, I mean, it's crazy because they was acting as if like nothing really happened. You know, and a man actually died from this situation. You know, so you have to be careful of these pretty face. What I call them is beautiful trash. Beautiful trash. You know, you have these women with beautiful faces, but mentally they trash. They trash. And for me, this is a cautionary tale for my brother only like, you know, getting with these randoms. So just be careful. You know, like, the brothers them young, and I know when you're young, you know what I mean? I know how that go, but just be careful. Just be careful and think with your main brain rather than a secondary brain, you know, but I'll leave it there.
All right, Oni, go ahead.
Yeah, all right. I'll say first off, in America, I'm celibate. You know what I mean? Because I mean, like these American women, I can't. Like they got a different personality. They're not as whatever. Although I could say that I did run into. All right, let me stop. This lady, yeah, I mean, should she be locked up? She's actually the cause because she lied on this dude, and I think one of the troubles unfortunately, is, there's that believe her, believe her. And this is like kind of the street justice thing, kind of the, like, I don't know. I don't really understand two things. One, so they just believe this woman that she was attacked by this football player, and there is no physical evidence that she was attacked. And it's like, okay, it's not, you're not being a bad brother if you stand up for your sister, right? Like that's part of what you're supposed to do. But my thing is, why did this football player open the door for this lady? And then also, why you don't just cut these people out of your life? Like I feel like we don't know how to navigate for our interests. So I started being celibate, and not just that. I'm thinking about at some point I might just marry a woman, right? I actually have a woman in mind, right? Yeah, I know. Congratulations. But why I'm saying that is right. But what I'm saying is that I spent a rigorous process, talking to different women, multiple women, whatever. And I kind of could narrow down, hey, you know what? This woman has a good personality, right? And I think the trouble with a lot of men is that a lot of us do not go through the rigorous practice of, hey, this woman has a good personality. This woman straight up, first off, they're both kind of bad personalities, right? What at the point where you feel like calling a woman a bitch to her face, no less, right? You should not be with that woman. Like this woman is agitating you to the point where you are losing your own personability, right? You should not be with this woman. He's going to some door with this woman like, yo, leave, like, let this bitch go away from me. And then she's like, who you calling a bitch? And she punches him. At that point, dude, say, look, I can't deal with you anymore. Block her. Like I've blocked, if you look through my phone right now, because I had quite a few women inside of Tanzania, right? If you look through my phone right now, a lot of them are blocked. Some of them are just blocked for just asking me, hey, could you buy me some KFC? I was like, what? You want me to buy you KFC after? No, fuck you. Blocked. I didn't say fuck you, but I blocked her, right? But it's like, if I'm blocking people for just asking me for damn KFC, how you can't block a woman who's making you say the B word? Like, I blocked that woman for like just agitating me. This guy is he is clearly agitated. And instead of just saying, you know what, you're out of my life, all that kind of stuff. No, he's opening the door for 4 dudes. Why would you open the door for 4 dudes? Because you think you're a tough guy. Great. But you're a tough guy. That's good for you. You lost the fight. Now, and they're trying to kill you. And I think, hey, he's totally justified in shooting at them and killing some of them, obviously, because they came there to kill him, right? She's obviously a problem as well, and should she be locked up? Sure, but again, the character of a lot of our people is so lacking that this isn't even seen as unusual, and it comes back to, hey, you know who's going to clean up this mess? This white boy, and that's a problem. That's all I'm gonna say.
Let's welcome in our brother Carl this week. Carl, how are you?
I'm good. How about yourself, Koku? Everybody, hope everyone's doing well.
Yes, sir. Thanks
So,
for coming.
I've been following this case myself too, and without question, this girl should be charged. I think if you don't charge her, it's gonna, incentivize this behavior. And this is a common thing. This is proxy violence. We like to have this story that women are the more emotionally mature gender, and they're the ones who are, able to control their emotions. Women are humans just like we are. And they're just as violent as men are. They just don't have the physical strength to be as violent as men are. So what they do, they enlist other men to act on their behalf, whether it be through lies, through, manipulation. This is a common thing. So, she did what she did and she knew what she was doing. And, it's interesting. The prosecutor decided to charge him and not the people who came to his house. Now, felony murder definitely needs to be on the case because her lie, all this emotion, there would have been not been anything had she not lied. She's deleting evidence. You know, they said she deleted text messages, which is another felony. They didn't prosecute her for that. So I mean, this woman is just really just doing whatever the hell she wants to do, and somebody is dead behind it, and there's no remorse. She's on the stand, dripping with arrogance. Um, I don't want to sound. A lot of women have a problem with accountability. A lot of women have problems with, she fucked up. It's always a man's fault. Somebody made her do this. She was hurt. She was upset. It doesn't matter how you feel. You lied. Instead of taking the L, first of all, you married. Take the L. You lost out on the ball player. Deal with it. She wants to get revenge, get him back somehow. And then the way she's tap dancing on the stand. Oh, I didn't mean shoot him. I just shoot his shit. Anything but him. So they're gonna go and shoot up his mom's flower bed. She knew the fuck she was doing. She knew what she was doing. So it went out of control, and she doesn't even feel bad about it. She will do this again if she's let free. She'll do this again. She already has that capability. So lock her ass up. Go away. Whatever she needs to be made an example of. And every time it comes out that they need to be charged with whatever charge, especially killings. I'm sorry. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, go ahead.
How about now? Is that better? Okay. Yeah, she needs to go to jail. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna leave it there. But yeah, she needs to be locked up completely.
If there's no last thoughts on this prompt, let's see if we could squeeze this last one in. Should be topic number 5 tonight.